Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here, and I got here entirely on public transportation today. It was beautiful, so thank you. Yes, here we're going to speak about the money. We work with banks, insurers, and investment in the mainstream financial sector. So not necessarily nice boutique investors, but really the large banks, insurers, and investors of this world. So what I want to emphasize, first of all, is that the picture we're talking about is that the negative flows, the flows that are harming nature, are a much, much bigger scale than the flows that are supporting nature, regenerating nature. Within that, more money is going to climate, and we have nature-based solutions which are efficient at addressing climate change. So in many cases, the irrecoverable carbon we have stored in nature is out there, and it's economically more efficient to protect that than to spend money on regeneration. But currently, our economic models, our financial models are failing us, and we're doing something very inefficient. So at the moment, we know that the financial flows are out of line. And what we had happen in December was a momentous moment where the world came together after a long negotiation process and said, it's us. We're the problem. It's us. We need to change the way our markets work. We need to change the way societies operate so that we value nature and that we reward the beneficiaries. So the goals and targets of the Global Biodiversity Framework are of international importance on the same level as the Paris Climate Agreement. And like the Paris Climate Agreement, they call for the alignment of all financial flows with the goals and targets. And there are specific calls for the financial sector to bring new finance, to shift finance away from harmful activities, but also a group have been recognized, or a variety of groups, indigenous peoples and local communities. Many, many studies are coming out showing that indigenous peoples and local communities have been doing a better job stewarding and managing biodiversity even than state-protected areas that are set up for this purpose. And so far, they have been recognized in some processes, but not in the core. And the Global Biodiversity Framework mentions indigenous peoples and local communities 18 times and really brings them to the foreground of transforming our relationship with nature. Now, we work with the mainstream financial sector, and we are helping banks, insurers, and investors shift financial flows towards nature positive. And we do this through the concept of portfolio alignment, so identifying goals and targets to shift all the activity, whether it's lending or investing or insuring in your portfolio. Risk and disclosure, and Tom, and I'm sure Simon after me will mention the task force on nature-related financial disclosures, and also mainstreaming and capacity building. So, for example, our piece on banking, which came out on World Biodiversity Day, identifies all parts of a bank. All of them need to be involved in the shift to net zero or the shift to nature positive. But it's unusual for the financial sector to think about or work with indigenous peoples and local communities. So how do we bring financial flows to those who are on the front line of stewarding nature? Many indigenous peoples, local communities are environmental defenders, and hundreds of environmental defenders are killed in defending the environment every year. Many of them live with dangerous wildlife, and they're doing this task creating an enormous value for us worldwide. And not only are they not receiving the benefits from that, they're in some cases actively persecuted. So one of our tasks is to help the financial sector to understand the importance of indigenous peoples and local communities. So it's impossible to enter the nature market effectively without working with this actor. And in fact, working with indigenous peoples and local communities helps to manage risk. So they can identify all kinds of environmental and social issues, financial issues that working more closely can alleviate. And we have a paper coming out shortly from the Biodiversity Credits Alliance on this point soon. So I wanted to give a point on technology, is that we need to design technology for impact, justice, and transparency. Think about who we're designing the technology for what purpose, and technology can help the levers of finance in rewiring our economy to provide these incentives and compensation for the risks that nature stewards are taking on.
Thank you so much, Jessica. That was fast, I know.
Fast.
We're gonna have Jessica and Simon up for fireside chat really quick.